Hey guys, welcome back. Today for Melissa and I, it is a very exciting day.
We got the call from our gravel guy. He is on the way, which means we get to continue working on our garden development.
Because we didn't get our gravel dumped last week, things were kind of at a standstill. So once this gravel gets here today, Melissa and I will pick things up and get back to work.
We also have 2 loads of organic wood chips and 2 loads of organic compost mix coming, so we can actually start setting our beds, and this place is going to start looking like a garden.
Happy dance.
Holy, holy wine, leave me where I am. Heaven got a dime, asking for a friend. Holy, holy wine, only she can see through the looking glass.
Well, unfortunately with this clay soil, it goes from completely frozen to this slimy mud with like a 5-degree temperature change. So we have a lot of tractor cleanup to do because all of these trucks are just sinking and ripping up the ground.
Through the centuries, holy, holy.
Garden gold, mama.
All right, now Jeremy's excited. It smells familiar.
Smells amazing.
It looks beautiful. We're really excited to have this.
So this is the secret to all of our past garden success, and like Melissa said, it's super exciting to see this here. We're gonna get this spread out eventually over our orchard space. There's nothing better for your plants, your veggies, your fruit trees, but ultimately your soil. And when we refer to wood chips, what we're talking about is basically ground up trees, tree branches, and you want all of the foliage, the pine needles, the leaves, everything you can get to go with the wood chips because it actually composts and breaks down. We were fortunate enough to find a pile that actually had been sitting, so it's fairly broken down. It's fine stuff, really good looking. There's a variation in the size of the chunks that are actually in this pile. So again, super excited to see this here. Once we get our orchard space tilled in with some quality compost, we'll get a top dressing of these wood chips put down, and everything, all the nutrients just leaches into the soil over time. There's really nothing better. All right, pile number 2, also very exciting to see this here. This is a 3-way garden mix compost product. It contains native soil, actual somewhat hot compost, and sand that's included for some drainage. So we'll be filling our raised beds with this. It's going to serve as our long-term base garden soil that we'll be growing all of our veggies, our blueberries, all that good stuff in. After you, my lady.
Thank you, sir. So why is it that we're trucking in all of this material when we've got perfectly good dirt on the ground? So our native soil here is actually this icky, sticky gray clay. It's completely alkaline. It has no nutrients, no life, no worms, and as you can see, absolutely no drainage.
With the poor quality native soil that we have here on the property, planting in-ground for us really wasn't an option. That's why Melissa and I instead opted to go with raised beds and take on this somewhat costly expense ahead of time of building up a good quality base using very nutrient-dense soil that we actually have brought in.
So the trucked in compost will be our base that we use this year, and then year after year we will be adding our own top to that. So we just kind of do the lasagna gardening where you layer using the compost that we produce here from our own animals.
So let's talk about what it is that we're going to actually supplement our base compost with. We're going to be using the animals here on the property, one of those being chickens. We have our chickens set up in a stationary coop because over time their bedding will break down. They'll actually turn it and all of their waste comes to rest in the same spot. So we usually clean out our chicken coops, our chicken runs annually. We'll build a homemade sifter here down the road. We'll scoop up all the material, sift it down to very fine particles, and get those added to our beds.
The second way we make our own compost around here is through our meat rabbits. We like to hutch our breeders. That way we can have a cage bottom on the hutch. All of their compost drops down here. And then when we need compost, we just come, scoop it out from under the hutches. The cool thing about the rabbit compost is it's a cold compost, which means it releases its nitrogen very slowly, as opposed to a chicken compost, which is hot. It's just like nitrogen, where this releases it very slowly in these little pellet forms. Sheep compost is also a cold compost. So we've got our sheep as well, which are right here. Sheep compost is a new one for us because this is our first full year having the sheep, but theirs actually is pellet form just like a rabbit. So we can use that, put it directly on our garden. Good to go. All right, this is our last load of garden compost, and then we can get started. Okay, we got all of our drops, and now Jeremy's gonna fire up the John Deere tractor and start spreading the gravel on the garden road. Once we get the road squared away, we can actually start working on the garden. What are you doing?
I'm taking these tines off of the box blade so we don't catch the underlayment under the gravel anymore. Kind of defeats the purpose when we're ripping that all apart.
Yeah, we were kind of snagging it.
Yeah, so these things were sitting flush with the actual backside of our box blade, but on a couple of occasions we just had some minor snags, and then I had to stop and back up. Melissa had to help me out, so we're just gonna get rid of them for today. We'll put them back later.
Jeremy's back there getting his Feng Shui on. He's doing one of those therapeutic rock gardens right now. Once he gets all the high spots knocked down, we are going to finally get to work setting the beds.
This one's for you. You like it?
It's very romantic.
I know it looks like a heart. It's actually a butt.
Oh, jeez. So as Jeremy finishes that up, I want to talk about my snack belt choice of the day. Today, it is the Idaho Spud Bar. We've been told that we need to try these. They are made in Boise, Idaho from the Idaho Candy Company, and it says if I don't like it, I call 1-800-8-YUM-YUM. You know, there's that guarantee. But I don't think there's actually any potato in this, but we're going to give it a try. Jeremy's going to try this with me, and he's definitely going to call the Yum Yum hotline if he doesn't like it. Oh, it looks weird.
Was it coconut?
It looks like coconut, which is not my favorite.
It's not very Idaho. Oh yeah, that's coconut.
It doesn't even look like a potato. It looks like
It's like a moldy potato.
It looks like a cat turd rolled in kitty litter. Oh, it's good inside. Jeremy, call the Yum Yum hotline. What's in it?
I don't. Oh, inside's like marshmallow.
It's a peat potato.
Oh, man, get on the phone right now.
Oh, we need a new snack. So now that we got the road in, we are going to get to the fun part, which is making this garden into an actual garden. We're going to start setting our beds. So we have to set them one by one because we'll be using the tractor to fill them using our organic garden compost mix that we got. So we will start filling beds, and then we will set the next bed, fill that bed, set the next bed, and so on and so on.
It's gonna be a whole process.
It is.
I don't know who told you this was gonna be fun. That certainly wasn't me.
So we were really struggling with this soil. The problem with this clay soil is there's kind of 3 stages of it. When it's frozen, it's like cement. And then when it starts to thaw, it's like this goopy slime, which is where we're at now. And then when it dries out, it becomes powder. So there's really no fun or very easy time to work with the clay, but we're kind of doing the best we can to kind of dry it out. But there's some piles like over here that are just pure slime, and there is just not a lot we can really do. So we're doing our best to get it level, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the only solution would be to have it warm up by like 40 degrees and have this dry out over a couple day period, but that's not an option right now.
So stay tuned till May. No, just kidding.
We're trying to get a head start on getting our garden in so
Yeah.
that once garden season arrives, we're up and running. But
Right.
it does make things difficult in the meantime because the conditions are awful right now. Super frustrated with it, but I'm doing what I can.
In this moment, we just want to remind and encourage all of you to keep chasing your stupid, stupid dreams.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
We can make mud pies. So we're not having any luck with this mud. In fact, we're kind of making it worse the more we go. So we're going to be using some of this old yucky hay and seeing if we can spread that out and then create some kind of a firmness.
Yeah, we need to see if we can firm it up. I think what's happening is I'm actually exposing a lot more of the ice that's kind of everything that's frozen underground, and then when the sun hits it, it's melting off. So it's getting messier and messier the more material I move around.
Right.
So we're gonna see if we can't add some of this older hay to that, give it some firmness, dry it out a little bit, make it to where we can at least walk and work on it, and we'll see. But
Right. And we're not totally sure this is going to help. It could actually make it worse. But I mean, this is how the Egyptians built the pyramids, is mud and hay.
is it really?
So worst
Right.
comes to worst, we can build the pyramids and we'll have like a tomb or
Yeah,
something.
we'll just build like a little garden shed or something, some kind of adobe hut.
Cool thing is it'll be here 5,000 years from now.
It'll be great.
It's been a couple hours. We went inside to see if we could get this to dry out a little bit more. We're going to see if we can just get this flat. If we can just get it flat, we can put our underlayment and we can start setting our beds. But every time that he tries to turn the tractor or anything like that, it creates these big sloppy ruts, and we're just having a hard time getting it leveled off.
Clouds and thunders standing in my way. But I must try to figure it out anyway.
This is one determined man.
Sons of worries traveling with the storm.
It's like a 1 step forward and 2 steps back. It's just leaving big ruts. I think we are just out here wasting our time. You enjoying this mud? Got your new Ariat boots all muddy.
Nope.
Do you like the mud?
No.
You want to make mud pies?
No.
You know who else doesn't like the mud?
Yeah.
Your dad.
Oh yeah, I think that hay made it worse.
All right, Jeremy, take off your boots and start stomping. We're making pyramids
Oh, I'm
instead.
serious. I'm serious. It's like clumped together.
Oh, good. Why don't we just get the kids out here to pick each piece out?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Melissa got herself a case of the mud butt. What happened?
I don't want to
Happened
talk
out there?
about it. I was walking and my feet got planted and then I lost my balance and I couldn't step backwards because my feet were stuck in the mud. So I fell and I broke my butt and I twisted my hip, and I don't think these pants will ever be the same.
Mud butt.
Since we're in the garden mood around here, I wanted to show you what just came in the mail. So I just got the IntelliRope for our garden through Premier One Fencing. This is used for livestock or garden protection. So what I'm gonna do is take these little hooks and then the IntelliRope just weaves in there. But this is all solar powered, which is really helpful because we don't have any kind of power out there. And so we're going to be using actually the Sheep's solar charger. It's the IntelliShock 60. And our sheep started chewing on it. So we ended up getting the IntelliShock 120. So they're getting that now. They stopped chewing on the rope, which is great. And then we will be using their old Energizer to power our IntelliRope. This is primarily to keep out our cats, but it will also keep out raccoons and rabbits and squirrels and any other little critter from going underneath our fencing. We also got our seed order in, which is really exciting. I order all of our seed through Territorial Seed Company. I like them because they're heirloom seeds. I've been planting with them for 6 or 7 years now. But in this box is our entire garden. It's our spring, our summer, and our winter garden. That all came in, and then I always plant in these little seed trays. We don't have a greenhouse, obviously, this year. I didn't have a greenhouse in Washington either, so I use these a lot, and they're basically like a tiny little greenhouse. You just plop the lid on, you water them, it stays pretty warm in there, prevents stuff from freezing. Out here, it's not going to be enough. We have a much shorter growing season here, and it's much colder in the spring. So I'm trying this whole heat mat. It goes underneath the seed tray, and then it just kind of keeps the soil warm. And so I'm going to give it a try. I've never tried one before, and I'm also trying my hand at a grow light for the first time. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here or what, but we're going to get something set up and get at least our tomatoes and our peppers started really soon. Everything else will probably be starting end of next month or early April, but it's just exciting to see it here. Definitely get your seed orders in. It doesn't even matter where you order from, but if you're going to be ordering from like Territorial or any of the seed companies, make sure you get those orders in because they were already selling out of stuff. So we got all of our fruit trees ordered this week as well. So we are pretty much good. We've got all the components we need. We just need the weather to cooperate.
Okay, we had a very busy day. It resembled busy work because we were out there doing things. However, that did not result in the goal that we had set out for ourselves at the end of the day, which was to get our raised beds installed.
It kind of felt like we were just chasing our tail all day. Yeah. But on a happy note, the roads are closing tomorrow, which means that there are no heavy loads allowed on the roads. So the fact that we got all of our gravel, we got our entire road all smooth and squared away, we got all of our wood chips and all of our compost delivered is huge because had that happened today, it wouldn't be happening for a couple months.
Yeah, it's true. It was a very frustrating day, but it wasn't a total loss.
Right. So we got all of our seed. We got everything to start our seed. We got everything to get our garden fencing all squared away. And then we got every single component that we need to get that garden put together. So we just need the weather to cooperate.
That's true. All right. Let's call it a day and figure out what the hell we're doing.
Sounds good. We were hoping the morning would bring a mild freeze and make that mud a bit more manageable. But unfortunately, it brought a couple of inches of blowing snow instead. Since working in the garden was out of the picture, we decided to drive into town and meet with our local building supply store and order the very first lumber package for our upcoming home build. Although we are disappointed about not getting our garden beds in this week, we are so excited to get everything ordered to start our home build in just a few short weeks. This is going to be one crazy ride.